On November 11th, 2022, Bethesda Game Studios will release their first original project in over 25 years. It is STARFIELD. Back in 2018, this was our first look at the project, a quick teaser trailer. But since then, Bethesda has released a wealth of information, including an official trailer shot in-game, information on settled systems, locations, factions, and so on. We're here to do a deep dive video on the official trailer and all the footage released thus far by Bethesda Game Studios. I hope you'll join me as we journey into the Starfield. First up, we will have the official trailer that was released during E3 2021 in the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. It will be without commentary, then we'll break it down.
Constellation Starship Frontier, we have you on scanners. Performing remote systems check. Helium-3 tanks check. Seals are intact. We are still go.
They say, the wonder is, not that the field of stars is so vast, but that we have measured it. You're part of Constellation now. Part of our family. What you've found, it's the key to unlocking everything.
We reach your constellation.
This is all we've been working towards.
Jemison route looks good.
We've come to the beginning of humanity's final journey.
Prepare for departure. Graviton loop array spool check. Your space lane is clear.
That's why we're here.
Main engines go. Ignition.
To discover what's out there.
Good luck, Constellation. You are go for launch.
Okay, the first thing we notice in the trailer is this. I've paused it, is the weapon, and it's magnetically attached to the side of the backpack or survival pack. On this navigation table, you see a coffee mug with Nova Galactic, and you're going to see Nova Galactic's logo again. It is the manufacturer of the spacecraft, because you see Nova Galactic's logo here, and above it says Flight Manual. You also see a baked potato dehydrated, and they have sandwiches in space. You got cheese, lettuce, and some kind of mystery meat, which is kind of also interesting too, because there's bread. So that means there's grains, all manner of things. So it's kind of a mix of fresh food and dehydrated food. Let's have a look at the first weapon in the game. It is an energy weapon. And as you can see here, the name, it's very difficult to see. Right there, it says Combat Tech. And over here on this side is the name of the weapon, called the Grendel. And it's an energy weapon. Let me go ahead and take a quick shot of this and flip it so you can see it a little bit better. You can see the word Grendel clearly there. Again, Combat Tech. It also has a battery pack that's going to power it. You can see the level there in the kind of upper right corner, the blue and the turquoise there. And in the bottom corner here, you're seeing what looks like a small flashlight of some kind. Let me go back to the original video. And here we have a better look at it. There's actually two buttons right there. It looks like an up button, down button. And along that flat area, it looks like it says Digitech. So it may attach to the rifle, who knows? Or it's just a plain flashlight of some kind. In this storage cubby, you'll see 2 books on the left side. They're actually real-world books. The first one is called Sailing Alone Around the World by Captain Joshua Slocum, and Omega, The Last Days of the World by Nicholas Camille Flammarion. It is a science fiction novel published in 1893, and it's about a comet colliding with the Earth, followed by several million years leading up to the death of our planet. So these 2 novels, I'm actually reading the first one now, Omega, have significance to the story in Starfield. Whether Earth is gradually dying, whether Earth is completely gone, we don't know yet. But I'm going to read them and just see what kind of insights I may be able to gain from reading these 2 novels. We have a space helmet here, whether that's a rock that hit the helmet or some kind of bullet. We have this book called The Constellation Spacefarer's Guide, and I'm going to pause it there. That's the satellite that we're dealing with that we saw in the official teaser trailer. And the male voice says, Graviton Loop Array Spooled, check. And in the trailer, you saw these arrays slowly opening up. And I'm going to leave a link to the Redditor who posted this information because, believe me, I didn't come up with this myself. I assumed also that it was some kind of terrain map, but it's actually gravitational waves. You see the little lines kind of at the corner there by the yellow kind of block? They look like it's a terrain map, but it's not. It's a gravitational map. Now, the Redditor gives credit here for this image, and the credit goes to Sky Boric. He managed to get this image to be turned around a little bit so we have a top-down view here, and I'm going to zoom in right next to the yellow, and thank goodness for Photoshop, gravitational field loop array spooled. So, and there's a closer look at the gravitational waves. And then again, now I've had a lot of help with this. There are a lot of Redditors, people on Discord, and other YouTubers with all of this information. You can also see a grav layer C1 in your chart configuration, but also look at the official artwork for Starfield. And here in this image around this planet, you're seeing the gravitational waves there. So I have a feeling this is the way that we have learned to travel in space using a graviton loop array. Now, I'm going to get back in soon to explain what that device is in the middle as you see coming up out of the planet. And then you see our ship, the Frontier, there. We'll get back to that, I promise you. So let's get back to the teaser trailer. You see this box here, this little crate, and they actually show contents in another trailer that there's a watch and a patch, a Constellation patch in there. It's more than likely going to be probably the collector's edition. Now, our protagonist has scribbled a few things on the wall here. Let's take a closer look at the top one. And they are best settings for our ship. We have engines, ship, and gravity, and it says upgrade reactor ? Below that, reminder, Cydonia security does not have a sense of humor. And the bottom one, Vasco, we're out of tranquility. Do not get decaf. Vasco, again, is our little robot companion. And if you're like me and we're such a fan of both the Fallout universe and Skyrim, please, let's hope that they have Stephen Russell voice Vasco. If Vasco's to have a voice, it should only be Stephen Russell. And we have 3 photographs here of Vasco, and the dates on them vary between 2310, 2312. The story takes place in 2330, so this would have taken place, these photographs, about 20 years prior. Now, these 3 stickers or patches, extremely difficult to read. The first one there at the top, it kind of looks like a space shuttle with 2 waves coming out of the side. And that one actually says New Age Resolution. The second one with the planet with the snake kind of wrapped around it says New Discoveries Expedition. And the bottom one says The 10th Planet. It was a canceled space combat game by Bethesda. It was supposed to be a spaceflight simulation game. And we have these two patches or badges. The top one says Ranger, so some kind of policing or military organization. But again, we're seeing those gravitational waves under the Astrodynamics patch. So it's very possible that Astrodynamics is the company that is running these graviton loop arrays, and whether there's one or many that helps us travel across the solar system, we just don't know yet. And back to the patches on the wall, I made a bit of an error. The far right one here says New Age Resolution. And to the left of that one, Ferrara 4 expedition. And an interesting one, the Livingstone Project. And it looks like, obviously, the sun. But I can't show you the website. I don't want to violate anybody's copyright restrictions. Explorer, yes, Dr. Livingstone, I presume, David Livingstone. It's related to that project, the Livingstone Project. And what it is over the years, the deterioration of some of his diaries have made it very difficult to read, if not impossible to read, what he wrote in his diaries and letters. But with the advent of spectral imaging, applying blue light and layers in the age of digital technology, they have the ability to read something that may not be completely visible to the eye. Now, the female voice in the trailer says you found the key to unlocking everything. So it may be some kind of document that needs some digital help to be decoded. We'll get back into that a little bit, but let's go back to the video. And what we see on the right is a poster for a violinist named Alyssa, and it says it's very difficult to read, Aquila City Live. I'll be showing you some video showing what Aquila City looks like, and let's continue analyzing the rest of the video. There's a massive circular door there that blocks off the cockpit to the rest of the ship, but everybody's eyes are on this page right here. Now, in the bottom right, you have the little circular area, and it corresponds to the center of the drawing in the upper left corner. And directly below that, you're getting, it says view from approach. So that's your side view. And that, I'm fairly certain, is what we see in the key art for the game right here, resting on this unknown planet. And as you can see up from the light there, you see our ship, the Frontier, going off into space. So that is the key to unlocking everything. We just haven't figured out what it is yet, and we know what it looks like. So let's go back to that image. And the one that's in the square, it says, we have been unable to determine what happens in the outer. So if you go just to the left of that square image, you see 3 rings. And just to the left there is a little scale. And you see like a little human being there. That is one of the rings to scale of usually a 6-foot human being. And it says outer ring, 2 ring, 1 ring, 2 ring, 3 rings, my apologies, 1, 2, and 3. So there's 3 rotating rings. So they've figured out what happens in the first and the second, but not the outer ring. So that could be you have figured out the key to unlocking what that outer ring does, enabling us to have, I guess, faster than light travel. So, and up in the upper right corner, it's alpha, beta, chi, delta, epsilon, and rho, and everything else can be a little difficult to actually read on this one. So there we have some small rotating rings in a device that is resting on a planet somewhere. And back aboard our spacecraft, and we see gravity, power, and life, so systems aboard your ship. And I'm not going into any detail on this. Most of it, I hope we just get the push go and we're out of here. On the far right, you see our robot Vasco giving us a little bit of a wave just before takeoff. And you'll see him actually board the spacecraft in through the cargo bay. Here is the side of our ship, the Frontier, Nova Galactic 1350. That is us, our designation. And there's Vasco again. And let's get ready for takeoff. So with the device in the background pointing out towards the sun, That may connect us to the graviton loop arrays that are out there orbiting whatever planet this may be. So let's get on to the second trailer.
At Bethesda Game Studios, we love to create experiences that, through art and technology, transport you. We've brought that to many worlds, but never to what's above us. When we look to the sky, we wonder if we're alone, what's out there, what our future holds. In some ways, since every element in each of us is from the stars, we want to return. Starfield is our first new universe in over 25 years. It's a game we've dreamt of playing. And it's only now that we have the hardware, the technology, and the experience to push our creative boundaries even further. In it, we invite you to join Constellation, the last group of space explorers. It's a next-generation role-playing game where you'll be who you want, go where you want, experience our stories, and forge your own. More than that, Starfield's about hope, our shared humanity, and searching for the answers to life's greatest mystery. We have a lot to share. For the first time, we'll provide an inside look at the inspiration and process behind Starfield. We hope you'll join Constellation and go with us on the journey as we craft our next epic.
Hi, I'm Emil Pagliarulo, Design Director of Bethesda Game Studios. What you're looking at here is the spaceport of the city of New Atlantis, the capital city of the United Colonies, or UC, the most powerful, established military and political faction in the game. The city is a true melting pot, and its residents come from every race, creed, and ethnicity. In a lot of ways, New Atlantis is a true reflection of the future of our world. Behold Aquila City, the capital of the Freestar Collective, a loose confederation of 3 distinct star systems. The city itself is home to a variety of people, but they all have one thing in common. They believe in the sanctity of personal freedom and individuality. Aquila City is walled for a reason, and stepping outside those walls means facing the deadly Ashta, alien predators that are a cross between a wolf and a velociraptor. What you're looking at here is the pleasure city of Neon. The Xenofresh Corporation built a giant fishing platform on a rather nondescript aquatic world. They wanted to catch fish until they discovered a fish with psychotropic properties. They could make way more money selling a drug than they could fish. That drug is Aurora and is legal only on Neon. People come from all over to experience it and everything else Neon has to offer. Hi, I'm Emil Pagliarulo, Design Director of Bethesda Game Studios. We're very excited to offer you this exclusive look at Starfield and the exciting universe we've created, which is an area of our solar system we call the Settled Systems. Our game is set in the year 2330, in a relatively small pocket of the Milky Way, in an area that extends outward from our solar system for approximately 50 light years. Around 20 years before the start of the game, the 2 largest factions in the Settled Systems, the United Colonies and Freestar Collective, engaged in the bloody Colony War. Today, the major factions enjoy an uneasy peace, but the Settled Systems is still pretty dangerous. There are plenty of human threats out there, like ecliptic mercenaries, pirates of the Crimson Fleet, violent spacers, or even the fanatical religious zealots of House Varun. The organization known as Constellation is committed to uncovering the mysteries of the galaxy, and as one of its newest members, you'll explore the deepest reaches of the Settled Systems, and you'll find yourself at home in the Starfield.
So going back to those previous videos, there was a screenshot here of Emil Pagliarulo typing this memo. And in the memo, we get a little bit more hints as to what's kind of going on in the galaxy. There are these pirates of the Crimson Fleet have extended far beyond the Chris system and have established footholds in the Sagan, Cheyenne, Lunera, Narian systems, and both SysDef and the Vanguard are committed to ridding the United Colony space of these parasites. And it is clearly not just a Freestar Collective program. Now remember, Freestar Collective and UC have been at war with each other previously, so they are also mentioning that be advised that the Crimson Fleet is not a single organized entity or faction, but is a loose confederation of individual captains all organized under the same banner. And you can actually have seen on the back of one of the backpacks, you saw the little Jolly Roger symbol. And that is, if you are wearing that symbol, you can be terminated. And at the end, it's signed UC Fleet Admiral Pasquale Logan, and MAST, which stands for Military, Administrative, and Scientific Triumvirate. And the planet is, Planet Jemison, and the city you saw was New Atlantis, and it's in the Alpha Centauri system. There's a lot of information here, and hopefully we are heading into November 11th, 2021, so hopefully there's going to be another trailer and more information released in the 1-year date before the game is finally released. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Starfield video.